186, first shot point 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Woo! That baby's accurate.
You can take this out whenever you're ready. I'm such a classic country gentleman, born again. Amen. Can I get a little hand clap as I tap dance on the track, praising God in advance. It's so phenomenal. Nothing is better than a country boy.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to you wherever you are on the planet. It's your man's Gamage, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a little minute because, as you know, yes, we have been in jail again based on YouTube's algorithm. Guys, like the video right now. Just like the video. I hope that you are subscribed and leave a comment down below. It helps the algorithm actually get us out in front of other individuals, because when I tell you being detained, it is not a beautiful thing. It is not. Not being able to record on a platform and release it out to you guys is actually an issue, and I don't like it. But there are other areas that you can find us on. Make sure you find us over on Rumble. We are also located there, Got Gamage, and we are literally going to start another YouTube channel, and it is also going to be titled Got Gamage, but it is going to have a number 2 at the end, because you know what that is. That's the backup. It is November. And because it's November, then you already know it is No Shave November. We are participating ourselves, of course. This is the first year that we're actually going with the full ensemble, not the full ensemble, because we have to shave some things. But for the most part, we are participating in No Shave November. What is No Shave November? It is a moment in the year that those of us who participate, it is our opportunity to raise awareness around prostate cancer, cervix cancer, and just cancer in general. If you know someone, if you have someone, family member, loved one, friend that has been impacted by cancer, then ladies and gentlemen, if you see someone with a scruffy face and not shaving, you know what I'm saying, compliment them. During this month, you compliment them and let them know you see them, and then you ask them, hey, are you participating in No Shave November? Because at the end of the month, all of the resources that we would have used to spend on grooming and all of those things, that's when we donate those resources to cancer research. So if you are not, I encourage you, get involved. No Shave November is never too late. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to talk about the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. It is huge, guys. When I say that, I'm thinking about the guy who used to do the car sales commercials here in Florida.
It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. I think about that guy. But 3 major things we talk about here on every 50 in 5 are, we talk about the purpose of use, that's the POU. We then get into the cost of the thing, and then we talk about the aftermarket support. After that, I give you my raw thoughts, or 50-second takeaway is what we're gonna start calling it. But guys, let's jump right into it. POU. Ladies and gentlemen, under the POU category, we are scoring the comp 5 Hemis, off rip 5 Hemis. Why are we giving it the 5 Hemis? Because the barrel, this particular gun, has a 4.6 inch integrated comp. So the barrel is 4.6 inches, but then the comp pushes it over to be that full 5 inch handgun. On the purpose of use, we're saying this particular firearm 100% is competition ready. It is considered one of your race guns. And I'm gonna go on record to say it should be considered one of your premier race guns based on the features and everything that you get, that you can get with this particular gun. You see that we've taken ours to Fusion's custom shop. If you did not know, Fusion has a custom shop where they're able to do a whole bunch of jazzmatazz to your build. For ours, we went with the race. If you see that? You see them gas pedals on the side? We went with the gas pedal model, so it helps 100% with driving that firearm out, getting it on target, and locking into that goddamn thing. That baby there pushes so beautiful. I also would like to say that I believe the comp could be a carry piece for guys who love full-size guns and they carry full-size guns. The temperature's changing. Here in Florida, it doesn't get like that super cold. However, with the temperature changing, you are able to dress more warmer and to have on different layers. The POU for this one could be a carry piece because it is not that heavy. I do want to address something really quick. The other day, I was watching a live with a regular gun guy, his live that he does weekly, and he had Bob from Fusion on. Tampa Gunworks, Pedro over at Tampa Gunworks had asked the question, which one's lighter between the XP model or what's the weight difference between the XP model and the comp? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the beautiful luxury of actually testing that and sharing that information with you guys. So the weight difference between the two, let's weigh each of them and give you an appropriate weight difference. So the XP Pro, standard model, clear. We have this one outfitted with a Vortex Defender XL. The weight on this one is 2.1 pounds. 2.1 pounds is the XP Pro. Let's see the weight difference between the comp. We have this one outfitted with an Aimwind PE320. It is also clear. Let's see the weight difference. Reset. Let's see the weight difference with this one. 2.67. So you're looking at a half a pound. You're looking at a full half-pound difference in weight between the two. So if you're going to carry, note it. I do want to point out, they do ship two different plates with this. They ship the RMR plate as well as the, what's the other one? What's that other goddamn plate? DPP style. Vortex and Venoms and all of that jazzmatazz. Fusion also makes a, what is it, RMS plate, because we were running the Gideon Judge XL on our previous model. So don't you worry, from the POU side, that should actually be in the aftermarket support. But guys, it gets a 5 because of everything that you get out of the box with this goddamn gun. But we'll jump into that in the aftermarket support. Now, because the gun is compensated, it is going to put you, let's say for purpose of use, if you wanted to run this in a competition, USPSA, anything like that. Compensated firearm is going to put you in the open realm. Now, if you are already running a race gun, you shooting with some other open class shooters, ain't gonna be a problem. But know that. Here's the beautiful thing. Again, aftermarket support category, but still, Fusion is already in production with a monoblock. You'll be able to remove this pin compensator and run an actual monoblock on there, which makes the barrel now not ported, makes the whole setup not a ported compensated gun. And then you can run it in limited or puts you in a different class if you so chose to jump in that. Another thing in purpose of use, you would notice the serrations across the top of the slide on the comp. Here's the thing, in the standard version of the XP Pro, they do not have those serrations on the top. They don't. But I mean, we did a rattle can on ours, and I don't know if the rattle can actually added the texture or not, but I'm able to grip and press check that right there. Some shooters were complaining that they could not get over the top and rack that thing, but I don't have that issue. Maybe it's the gorilla hands that I can just claw that thing quickly. I don't know. But nonetheless, we've had this one already done up by Pew Pew CNC with the top ports across the top, and he added the side ports. That was before Fusion released their ported barrel for it, which is absolutely awesome. I want to throw this in right here. Fusion has already spoke about them doing inline ports on the comp. And so for additional compensation, if you wanted it, their custom shop will be doing a whole bunch of different things with the comp. And I'm looking forward to that. Here is something that I would like to see from Fusion. Fusion, I want to see a carry magwell. This one had the comp ships with an enlarged magwell, which is dope for reloads. Like that helps out tremendously with reloads. But I would like to see a carry size a carry size magwell, just so that for individuals that when you're carrying it and you're not suited up for competition, it less printing on that back end. You know what I mean? Moving over to cost, the Fusion Firearms XP Pro Comp is a winner. We are giving this baby 5 Hemis on the cost arena. Why are we giving it 5 Hemis? Guys, out of the box, you are getting something for the value of, let's say, maybe, how can we say this? 1, 2, 0, 0. Somewhere between the 1, 2, 0, 0 and 1, 4, 0, 0. You know what I'm saying? I'm bilingual and I'm fluent. That is the price range that you are getting the XP Pro Comp for. I'm saying 5 Hemis must. That is a huge winning and selling point for a firearm in the 2011-1911 double stack arena that takes Glock mags for under 2 stacks. Winner. 5 Hemis in that category. I ain't got to say nothing else about that. Why would I have to? Let's go ahead and open this box, because we're gonna get there in the aftermarket, but we can go ahead and talk about it now. You know what we do with boxes. We don't need them. In the case, what else are you getting with the Fusion XP Pro? For the cost, you're getting up-tuned springs already. You're getting the ability to work this thing to your liking. You're getting the 2 magazines. You're getting the plates. This is the one that I was talking about that is for the RMS. You got Sig Sauer, the Romeo Zero. God dog, boy, you can run so many goddamn optics. The Vortex, the Fender, the EOTech. We may switch. We may switch optics. By the time you see this again, you've seen us running it with the Judge XL from Gideon, which is an RMS footprint optic. We're currently running the Aimwin PE 320. We may switch it up and switch over another optic. Maybe put the Holosun 507T. I don't know. Well, something in green though. We want to do something with green on this baby. But guys, cost for this 1911 double stack 2011 variant, you get so much, and I've always complimented Fusion on that side of things, because from the XF to the XP, now the comp, they continue to make it like a one-stop shop when you pick up something from them. So hats off to you for that, Fusion. I really dig that. Last but not least, let's hit it with the aftermarket support. Now, as much as the springs, the tunable springs and all of those things matter, here's why for aftermarket support, we gave the comp 4.5 Hemis. 4.5 Hemis for aftermarket support, and here's why. It's negligible. Like it's not even something huge, but it matters to me. When securing the XP Pro Comp, of course, all standard Glock mags are amazing, which we even run the X-Tac +5 base plates in there, and it all runs beautiful. But then the reason that I had to ping it was because we invested early. Maybe our own fault, who knows? We invested early in the metal mags from Metgar, and I have an issue with the metal mags from Metgar in my Fusion, because in the comp, that's it. I'm having to force that thing in there, and the mag release, it will not eject it. Beautiful thing about the enlarged magwell, I can just strip it on back out. But the fact that I cannot run my metal mags in there, see, now it's seated in that one, but I can't. Mag release won't release it. I have to get up under there and pull it out. Beautiful for, and that's I guess a strengthening point on the magwell. It has these little divots under here where you can reach the base plate and actually strip something out. But I cannot run metal mags on this. Now, on the XP Pro, the standard version, initially I could not run them and or get them to release, but they will. They run perfect. Now these suckers will run in the standard, but over time I've been able to get them to seat, and sometimes it'll release right off bat, but other times it won't. Now again, all other standard Glock mags, no problem. No problem. It doesn't, even my Floyd's base plates, no problem. Magwell receives it and takes them perfectly. These Metgar metal mags, sometimes they go, sometimes they don't. But that was my only ding on the comp, is the fact that I could not run my metal mags with it. Outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, Aftermarket Support, you have the full range of it accepts all things 2011, from the guide rod to, we have a toolless guide rod and ours. Guess who makes it? Fusion Firearms, one-stop freaking shop. Do you need to have aftermarket support on a firearm that they make everything that you would want? Only thing that we're looking at and now is holsters. That is going to be the next big thing for the comp setup. Here's the beautiful piece, guys. We get our holsters from Gray Man Solution. Fits my XP Pro perfectly because we had it molded for it. But then guess what else? Comp. Perfect. Now we did, I say that, but we had to heat it up a little bit. We did. Why? And we had to loosen the tension a little bit. Why? Because on our model, we have the gas pedals, and so we had to heat it up a little bit to make some grooves so that we can get that baby in. But guys, look at that. The retention is amazing still. And so aftermarket support, holsters is going to be a thing. Fusion's already working with a few different companies on holsters to make sure that from your race cut model to your standard model without the gas pedal models, they're working with companies to make sure that you have access to all of those things. Here's something else that I love about the aftermarket support from Fusion is the extended slide release. Now, this could have been in the purpose of use where your extended slide release, I have big hands, so I can manipulate the controls very well. Without breaking my grip, I can reach that mag well. I can even rope my thumb up and put it under the slide stop to lock the slide back. If I need to, without breaking my grip, I can release the slide. And this is a standard slide release. Fusion makes an extended slide pedal that comes back here more. It kind of kicks out and comes back here. But ladies and gentlemen, I have a high grip. And because of that high grip, the other thing that I didn't even really ding Fusion on this because this is a shooter thing. I engage that safety every time, not every time, but a lot. When I'm grabbing this wedge, as I push up in that thing, even did it right there. As soon as I push up in it, I'm now kicking that safety up. Most guys will tell you, oh, well, just ride the safety with that thumb. Now I have to change the way that I angle my grip, and I'm not that guy. I'm not going to change my ergonomics for the firearm. I want to be able to run the firearm with the mechanics that I've already mastered over the years. Now, tweaking and things like that, I'm not against adjustments. However, this isn't going to be one of them. And so, comment down below if you know where I can get a stiffer safety pin for this goddamn gun. Please let me know. So what does that leave us? If we received a 5 in POU, a 5 in cost, and then a 4.5 in the aftermarket support, we give this baby 14.5 Hemis, and that gives us an A+ for the XP Pro comp. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, my raw thoughts or 50-second takeaway for the XP Pro comp, it is an immaculate gun. The Firearm is absolutely stunning. Whether you get the chrome edition, the blacked out edition, or if you go through the custom shop and get the PVD coated edition, it is absolutely stunning. The gun shoots beautiful. Outside of me having the safety engage a few times, but that's on me, the ability to be able to tune it. Something that we didn't mention earlier is under your XP Pro springs. You can use your XP Pro, if you already have springs when you purchase your XP Pro, those same springs, recoil springs or guide rod springs, they work in the comp. Why? Because it is still the 4-inch. Like you still gotta use that portion of the guide rod. And so I'm saying it is amazing. Some things that we will be doing. Oh, I didn't tell you trigger weight. Let me show you this real time. Let me show you this real time. The trigger weight in this thing is absolutely crazy. From the custom shop, this one is already coming in at, watch this, 2.24. We always like to give at least 5, but we'll do 3 for the sake of camera time. 1.12. And one more, 2.3, with an average of 2.1, ladies and gentlemen. The current trigger rate out the box from the custom shop, 2 pounds. And this is why it's considered a race gun. I'm saying this. If you are just getting into the 2011 realm, and the XP Pro edition is by far, it's still a great option. You can get their XP Pro and be happy with your decision. Or you can extend that and get the comp for a few more beans, and I'm saying you would be just as pleased. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what I'm trying to say. The XP Pro line from Fusion Firearms, it is a winner. Yes, it is a 2011 variant, 1911 double stack. But the things that Fusion is doing is the reason why I would say you want to get in on this. We actually took the trip down to, if you've been following us over on Instagram or X or the Twit, as some would call it. I don't know who calls it that, but you know what I'm saying. TikTok, all of the other areas. We took a trip down to Fusion and to HQ to walk around and tour the facility. And guys, the things that I saw that Fusion is getting ready to do, they're amazing. If you are looking for a 2011 style firearm to get into early, because I would still say we're considered early right now, get in right now. Not because I'm saying it to you. I don't spend your money, spend your own money. But what I will say is, it is an amazing firearm to get into right now. The people over at Fusion, Bob and his team, Trevin, Tyler, Kenny, Luke, James, John in the back, what's her name? Amanda, I think it was. Forgive me if I got her name wrong. But here's what I'm saying, guys. It is a family-built organization, and I love that. Love that. We're gonna release a video coming up with us touring the facility. That video is actually part 2 of our road trip to Fusion. But I wanted to go ahead and get the comp out to you guys right now, because they are shipping. Most people who got in on the pre-orders, they're already starting to receive theirs. And so I needed you to know from our end, for those who follow and watch us, it is definitely a phenomenal piece of equipment, and I think that you would love it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, that's the 50 and 5 for the XP Pro comp. We'll be bringing you more as we continue to break it in, and until then, never compare, never complain, and never compete. Why? Because you are the solution. Ladies and gentlemen, as you have already, but just in case, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If there are any things that you would like to see, oh snap, I didn't tell you that. You see this in the XP Pro, we're running a red dirt trigger in the XP Pro. In the comp, the red dirt trigger won't fit in this one just yet, but Luke, Abnormal Customs, and he's also a part of the custom shop team. He is fitting red dirt triggers to run in both the XP and the comp. So again, another part of the aftermarket support, their custom shop is able to, if you want it, they're already able to do it. Maybe you want another style trigger in there. Instead of red dirt, you want an Atlas trigger or Masterpiece Arms, whatever you want. In our Prodigy, I think we have a red dirt in our Prodigy as well, because I'm a fan of red dirt triggers. But all that to say, ladies and gentlemen, check the description for direct access to all of these things. We won't be mentioning any of the other thingamajiggies, you know why, and we're trying to stay out. And like, comment, subscribe, tell somebody about it, drop your comments down below. And if you know somewhere that we can get a stiffer spring, you know what I'm saying, put that in the comments. Only thing I will be doing to this one is lightening. I'll get a lighter mainspring, as well as I'll be pinning this safety. But I can do all that stuff on my own. We'll be pinning this safety just because, you know, I want to be able to run. You know what I mean? I don't want to worry about it. But I don't worry about it now. We love you guys. Deuces.